I just drink wine.
Welcome to the wine situation.
Dun.
In unison. I like when we do it in unison.
I know, I do too. It starts off, I feel so connected.
That also felt a little goth too. I kind of felt like Trent Reznor a little bit.
I feel like you went high and I went low. I was just trying to harmonize a little bit.
You were reaching back into your old goth days.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you didn't mention that in the last episode. What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna insert it.
You're gonna add it somewhere and they're just gonna be like, Ellen's goth.
That's why I went right out of the gate and I brought up your gothness.
Thank you. Yeah, get it out of the way. Everybody, I'm a former goth.
Yep, that's why she knows about wine. There it is. That starts it right there.
It's the closest thing to blood I could get.
All that Wiccan ritual.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't say wicked. This is...
Wicked. All that wicked ritual. All the green
ritual.
face paint and singing of Gravity with my friends alone in the park at night.
No, you studied. You took tests. You're a W set. You're a W setter.
I'm a W setter. Sean's helped open Barcovelle, the best wine bar in the world.
Wow.
I mean, I'll put it out there. I'll say it.
I'm just like a wine street rat.
You're a wine whisperer. Is
I'm
what
like
you are.
A wine Aladdin.
A ratty whisperer. What?
Wine Aladdin.
You take
wine.
us for rides on your
Magic carpet.
of wine.
Of wine. And then I whisper things to you, and then I pour it in your glass, and I look at you, and I go, this is the wine you want. I take the information you give me, and then I put it through my computer brain, and then I pour out wine.
On a carpet.
On a carpet. All while riding and navigating a carpet.
Yeah. That would be exciting.
That would be exciting. Yeah, Disney, make that movie.
Oh, I really want this to become a GIF. Can someone out there who makes GIFs make Sean on a magic carpet pouring out wine a GIF? Because that would be really nice.
You're going to manifest that.
I hope so.
I hope you do. Well, we have an amazing, amazing guest here. We have the wonderful Dave Holmes.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Dave.
How are ya?
Oh, we're great.
So good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm annoyed. I'm in a snit.
Oh, you're coming right in.
I'm coming right in. I know I
Perfect.
don't want to dive into my wine. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
I'm,
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the
I'm gonna
perfect show
unleash.
to come in with that,
That's-
though.
Yeah, no, I figure.
Yeah.
Do you need to unwind that snit before you get into the snit that we have a match to wine
so.
with?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I should mention, you talked about gifts. I'm launching a new show with Matt McConkey. You know
Oh,
Matt?
yeah, I love it.
And it's for Earwolf, and like all the Earwolf podcasts were invited to the Giphy studio.
Ew.
Giphy is like, GIPHY,
Yeah.
and it's like if you're in a Slack room or something and you want to be like, go on girl or something, you type, / Giphy, go on girl, and you get a GIF, right?
Oh.
So, but now they're making their own. So they're like, come on in and do some GIFs. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but I have to see what this place is, right? So we go, and of course it's like, there's no desk. It's all like, couches in the shape of lips and like, a putt-putt course that goes through the whole thing.
Oh, no.
And they were just like, do some of your catchphrases from the show. And I was like, okay, well, the show doesn't happen for another 6 weeks. So we just kind of stood there and like turned around and did like a sup, that kind of, for like 20 minutes. And then we're like, why don't we do the thing we're going to do and figure out what it is?
Yeah.
And then we'll, then when our fans are using our language, then we'll come back.
Then we'll come back and
Yeah.
gift it
Yeah.
up.
But for now, why don't we just make it old things of Christina Aguilera hitting a mouse, or whatever gifts are.
The truth is, if Sean and I, if we ever get someone else to bring us wine and we get to wine, I would like to whine about how I think gifts are, in fact, like the death of all good writing and all good anything and human
Images.
expression.
Yeah.
I hate gifts. I don't hate people who type, but I don't like getting texted gifts as responses to questions.
I kind of like to do it
Oh,
just
no.
because I've just figured out how.
Yeah, there's
and
an
I think
easy
it's
search.
funny. I'm doing it in an ironic way because I'm 46. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird for me to be doing it, and so that makes it's like saying rad.
Yeah. I recently took off all the capitalization on my texts. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh.
we're both going back to fact check this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't capitalize things unless I'm writing a more formal
you don't.
text.
You're a KD Lang in it.
Ooh. Nice.
I'm Katie Lang, guys.
You are KD Lang.
I'm the Katie Lang of
in a
texting.
very real sense, you are
Yeah.
KD Lang. Yeah.
Lilith Fair.
Was she on Lilith Fair? It would make sense.
It would make sense.
You
Yeah.
totally
She was a lady of
capitalized
the
the name.
90s.
She was a lady of the 90s. She was at Cafe Perk.
Yeah. I think it was just the 20th anniversary of the first Lilith Fair.
Really?
Yeah. There were all those, retro articles about it.
I was really big in like
Does
Tori
it still
Amos.
go on? Oh, I saw
And Ani
Tori
DeFranco.
once.
Yeah.
One of the first
Sorry.
sketches I ever wrote was the Sarah McLachlan group.
Whoa.
Remember the McLachlan group
Yeah.
on PBS?
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was like her and Fiona Apple and Paula Cole, and they just agreed with each other and supported each other. It was. I should dig that one.
Yeah, I should dig that one up. Well, do you want to talk about your wine and we can start
Sure.
opening wine and
Yeah. Oh my
having
God,
a glass
I
of wine?
love
Let's have a
that.
glass of wine.
Let's fucking do that. Can we
Yeah.
please?
Oh.
So I'm annoyed by the march of time.
Ooh.
I'm annoyed by the fact that things are just starting to whiz past me. And there's nothing I can do about it. Like, it only goes in one direction. It happens for all of us. But I feel like I'm at the, like I said, I'm 46, so I'm at the age where it's just starting to really pick up speed. When you're 23, a year is a 23rd of your life.
Right.
When you're 46, it's a 46th of your life. So time is, in a very real sense, moving twice as quick as it did when I was 23. And it's just, I'm annoyed because I just feel like I'm missing things. I can't keep up, especially now we're all focused on one thing that I don't want to talk about at all.
Right.
But we're all fucking focused on it. And like all of the things that I used to love and that would sort of anchor me to a moment in time, movies
Right.
or music or whatever, I don't have the attention for. And so I don't feel rooted to this moment. And I just feel like, and like I look at Facebook and I see a picture from a show that I feel like I did a month ago. And it
Things
was
are
like,
more and more temporal.
yeah, but it'll be like, this happened 8 years ago today. And it's like, no, how?
Yeah.
How? Like, I still have that shirt that I'm wearing in that picture. I just wore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
have
feel
you
like...
read any Hawking though? How do you feel about the space-time continuum?
I
About
haven't.
like,
I'm not smart enough.
No, I mean,
Smart enough.
I'm not smart
It doesn't help with the sensation of how time is
So
for
I'm
us,
not going
though.
to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, okay,
well,
so...
well answered. Well answered.
Long ago, my cousin KJ lived in Orlando. Like, after college, we went to college together, and then he moved to Orlando. He like he was like a golf instructor, and he met his wife down there, who was a dolphin trainer at SeaWorld.
Oh.
And they got married down there.
That's a
and,
real-
yeah.
okay.
That's what you do when you go down there.
Hey, you meet people
So-
that train dolphins.
Right. So, and I talked to him, and I was like, what a great life you have here, And I met some of his friends. I really liked him, and he was like, yeah, I know, that's why we have to go. Like, we're moving back to New Jersey as soon as we can. And they did, and he runs a golf course out there now, and she's raising the kids and all that. But I was like, what do you mean you have to go? And he's like, you move down here to do what we're doing, to like be a tennis instructor, or to be a character at Disneyland, or Disney World, whatever. You have a plan for it to be like a year to 3 years of just kind of fucking around, living with people your age, and they all are kind of doing the same thing, and it's kind of a fun life, and you go to the beach and all that. And then he said, and then you take a nap and you wake up and you're 45 years old and you're wearing flip-flops out to dinner and you have a ponytail and you don't know how it happened. It just like you slipped on a banana peel and 20 years of your life passed by. And he's like, I've seen so many people in that condition, and it's like you don't intend it. You just kind of shrug a year off, and then a year becomes 5, becomes 10. I feel like I'm busier and doing better, like doing things that are better suited to me now. But it's because I'm out here and things are laid back. I just feel like I've hit that patch of ice.
Is that like the lack of seasons you feel like?
It could
too?
be.
I think
Yeah.
that's definitely something in LA.
Yes.
Makes time just.
And also drinking alcohol. On that
yeah.
note, cheers.
So important.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
Oh, does that smell good? Okay, I have my thoughts.
Oh, you want to guess?
You don't want to know what we gave you?
Do you want to just do a guess? A quick guess? We've never done this before. Blind tasting.
I'm terrible at this.
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, is it Cab Franc?
Nope.
What is it?
It's an amarone Valpolicella Classico from the Veneto in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, just north of Verona.
This
Oh,
is
interesting.
Cursara de Lestrie. The producer is Corte Rugelin at Amarone della Valpolicella Classico. It's a wine made in the Veneto in Italy. It is, what year is this?
I think it's a 2010.
2010. Yes,
Ooh,
you are
okay.
correct.
Can I
we
tell you, I
wanted-
just panicked and said the name of a wine.
That's okay.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is definitely
Never have gotten there in a million years.
Charles Shaw.
Yeah.
Chubac Chuck.
Wine.
Welch's.
Grapes.
Welch's.
Grapes. Oh,
Well, it's delicious.
Yeah, so this is an
you that.
Amarone. Amarone is probably one of the more known wines from Italy. It is also
it takes a long time.
takes
to
a
make.
long time to make this wine.
Hence the pairing.
Hence the pairing.
pairing.
Exactly.
I like that.
So this, like, they only released them about 5 years out from when they were grown.
Let's see, I took notes
She's
on
got
this.
notes.
For
I
just
wasn't
general
kidding.
Valpolicella Amarone, it has to be aged a minimum of 2 years. If it's a Reserva, it has to be 4 years. I think this one is a 2-year one. The bottle tells us. This one gave us a surprising amount. Yeah, aged 2 years in small oak barrels.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed to even be released until at least 2 years. Which is not
Yeah,
Okay.
but most people just adhere to the 5-year rule
Gotcha.
with them.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. It's like peppery. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's I like it.
peppery is raisiny. So Valpolicella.
I like a raisiny wine.
Valpolicella is a place. north in Veneto. And they grow a lot of a grape called Corvina, and that's the main grape used in making Valpolicella wines. And for me, the easy
Then
way
they have a little Molinara and Rondinella.
they do have those others in there as well, yeah. But to me, the easy way to think about Valpolicella wines is that there's like Valpolicella, and then there's a Ripasso, and then there's an Amarone.
Okay.
Those are the three main wines that come out of this region.
And then there's Recioto.
There's Recioto too. But to me, like, I mean, like, I'm just dumbing it down for my dumbness.
No.
In that, like, Valpolicella is the most common, basic, pedestrian.
And it's completely different from this. 'Cause
Very
it's-
different, yeah.
It's very light. It's very. That was the one I was blind tasted on my test.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was, and it was really.
So you're a som.
I mean, I have an advanced degree. I don't currently work in a restaurant.
In my world, you're
as
a som.
Okay, yeah,
She's a
that's
som.
usually the easiest way
She's
to
taking
explain it.
tests.
Yeah, a Valpolicella is very bright. It's acidic. It's lighter in body. It's
Juicy.
Yeah, it's not a complicated wine usually.
Amarone is a very complicated wine.
Yeah. How so?
So it's all the same grapes as a Valpolicella, but they let them get a little riper than they do the rest, and
Hence
they
the raisiny.
then they take them and they put them in these drying rooms on these racks, traditionally on straw mats, but not always, and they let them dry out even more. So
Get
they
even
really,
more raisiny.
Yeah, so it takes a little. They're there for quite some time, like three or 4 months.
Yeah, like 120 days is kind of the baseline. And it's some more or less, but
so
yeah.
it takes a lot of grapes to make this wine because you're going to get less juice out of a dry raisin. Yeah, and then they usually age it. These days, they're more and more in like some new oak.
Yeah, they do like French new oak, and it's either French or Slovenian oak. It's what they do in Amarone.
Okay.
And then here's the interesting part: is that then they'll take that leftover sort of pumice,
Yeah, the pomace, and they make ripasso.
and then make ripasso. That's where ripasso comes from. There's like a repass. So they'll take that Corvina juice, and then they'll repass it through that
Yeah.
pumice, like imbue that like high end flavor of this wine.
Into
So
like a lighter
Yeah.
wine, though, so it's like
a lighter, somewhat more affordable wine.
Okay.
true.
Okay.
I have a really sweet spot for ripasso because I feel like it has some of the flavor nuance of an amarone with like the lightness and the brightness of a just basic Valpolicella. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of ripasso.
Need to
Yeah,
start
for sure.
taking notes here.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm serious because like I want to.
we'll put it in the show
yeah.
notes.
Yeah, I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, well that's not
But
good
yeah,
enough.
Yeah, no,
okay.
he's gonna-
store.
yeah,
I like
he's
it.
going
Well,
right to the store. Writing
yeah,
notes.
I don't know. I'm such a fan of the wines from this region because they reuse the things and they mess with them, and also the time thing. Once they even squeeze the juice, it takes longer to ferment. It takes a lot longer for yeast to accumulate and start to ferment, say, honey than it does straight up juice.
Right.
So it just takes a long time. This wine slows down. So this is our way to combat your.
I like
Yeah,
that.
like
See that
to
I like
combat
that.
the march of time,
Right.
we're using time to make exceptional things.
I think that's great. And I'm always looking for something to just like slow the
Yeah.
time down a bit.
Right.
You know? Okay.
Highly
Amarone.
useful.
What does an Amarone run you, generally speaking? Not to be tacky.
Lowest you're going to get is probably around 40.
Okay.
But they usually sit around 60.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lowest you're probably going to find it, but yeah, just because the
Ripassos
time.
are a little less because they're made of the leftovers from Amarone.
Yeah, right. I'm curious
Ripasso's a
about
good
that.
like
I would
entry level Corvina.
Okay. I'm
if
into
you
that.
want to like
And
start there.
Yet
Yeah.
I'd still champion that I would sometimes choose a Ripasso.
Yeah, I love a
That's-
Ripasso.
These tend to be very highly alcoholic, though. Just know that there's a lot of sugar in that raisin juice, and they ferment it all to make a dry wine.
Yeah.
If they don't ferment it all, then you get the Recioto I spoke of, which is like the sweet wine
Super
made
sweet.
from these grapes.
I don't know my Italian wines at all.
They're complicated, and there's too many things really to memorize. Then
It's so much. There are like almost 2,000 Italian varietals of grapes.
and the
which
way
is
they're
just,
named.
and the way they're
They're either named
to,
for region or for grape and region or they name them 500 different ways. So you really have to study hard. Like my eyes start crossing.
You're like, where am I going to do this?
Right.
Yeah, they're complicated in Italy.
But they're good as fuck.
Yeah, but they're good
That's
as fuck. You know, so like time does, yield good things too.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it absolutely does.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm still in that time where like days pass kind of slowly.
Right.
You know what I mean? An hour is an hour.
Right.
But it just like a year somehow is just the blink of an eye.
It's crazy.
It's too much.
Now, do you feel like you're less productive in that year now than you were when
No,
you were
I'm
20?
much more.
You're much more productive.
Much more
yeah.
productive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah.
so
But
so
yet
so what
sometimes sometimes do you
is-
feel like you do? Because sometimes I feel like I get so many things done, and still I feel like, but what did I do?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's that.
Yeah.
You feel very busy, but you don't feel like you accomplished things?
Yeah, every moment of every day is accounted for, basically, but I don't.
You're like, where's it going?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially since I do all kinds of different things.
Right.
Right.
I don't have a boss. I am my boss. And I kind of have followed all the things that interest me. And so I'm busy doing a lot of different things, and I'm very happy with that. But because they're here, there, and everywhere, I find that they don't have like an arc. Like it's difficult to make them stack up on top of each other
Right.
to lead me somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
entirely feel you on
Yeah,
that.
I need to start applying some strategy to what I'm doing, and not just saying yes to things that interest me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it needs to. I need like a manager.
But you can zoom out a little bit and go, I don't work a 9 to 5.
Oh,
and I'm a
absolutely.
successful
Yeah.
human being. And,
Yeah, I don't
and
have
that's,
to-
like that alone is
Yeah.
insane.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Right.
I can't believe it. I
I mean, I can believe it.
No, I really can't. I mean, we grew up in St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis is a place where,
People grow up and they don't leave, or as you
They
said,
don't
they go
leave.
far away.
yeah, they either go to the other end of the globe or they don't leave,
I mean, I have some real successful friends, like my friend Matthew, and reads American
which
Table, which
reads
is
American Table. If
like,
you're in St. Louis, is so
people have
goddamn
stayed in
good.
St. Louis and are although he went to San Francisco for a while, people often come back to St. Louis too.
Right.
St. Louis is a good place to lose track of time and just stay and hang out.
Well, it's
Hmm.
under a protective bubble where progress cannot enter. That's
not
not fair. That's not fair. I mean,
entirely.
no, there are progressive areas and whatever, but the area where I grew up,
Still that Budweiser.
everybody's still in a polo, tucked into khakis, with a
So
woven
you-
leather belt.
so
Everybody
used to be
still
able to
listens to
change.
Rush Limbaugh and watches Fox
Oh.
News and all that kind of thing. It's
you and I grew
really
up in different
crazy.
St. Louises.
I think we did.
I was shocked when I found out what the rest of St. Louis was.
It's pretty crazy.
Conservative.
And equally shocking when I go home and I want to go out where you grew up,
Yeah.
or to like Sasha's on Shaw.
Oh yeah, I also used to spend a lot of time
Yeah.
there. I still
Well, why wouldn't you? It's a great place.
Yeah.
It's an area like in sort of midtown
or
St.
actually
Louis
I
that's
went to
kind
the
of
Sasha's on
integrated.
Demon.
Yeah, that's another great one.
How-
But when I say I'm going there, my friends and family will often be like, "You're going to get the car stolen, or you're going to get carjacked, or you're going to get robbed, or
Around
whatever."
the Botanical Gardens?
Yes.
Really? God.
Yeah.
I mean, when I grew up in the Loop, people would be like, "Aren't you scared you're going to get shot or something?" I'm like, "No, I live here." Like,
No, you're going to encounter people who are different than you, but like that's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
people are always like, "Was LA shocking when you came here from St. Louis?" And I'm like, "No, I grew up in like the city."
Yeah, it's a gorgeous part of St. Louis. What
do
were
you
we
feel-
talking about before we
And
started?
we were talking
know.
about how,
Sorry.
like how you've managed to sort of make a living for yourself here by
Right.
not
Oh,
working
yeah.
a 9
yeah.
to 5.
Yeah, everyone I knew, every adult that I knew worked in an office.
Mm-hmm.
Like put on a tie and worked in an office and did some sort of thing that they couldn't really explain. Or you were the weatherman. Like those were the only things. And there were only 3 of those jobs because there were 3 networks.
Yeah.
And so the idea, so when I graduated college, I of course gravitated
Did you
toward.
go to school in St. Louis?
No, I
Or-
went to Holy Cross in Massachusetts.
Cool.
I decided to go to another homogeneous Catholic place. Don't know why. It was lovely, but it was not the right choice. So, and then I went to New York and I started working like in advertising and like having a sort of regular career, which did not work out. And then I, whatever. So I took a left turn, and now I haven't been in an office for like 20 years, and that's crazy to me. I was just in New York, and I write for Esquire, and I did a week in the Esquire offices in New York, and it's weird for me because like in an office, everyone kind of talks quietly, talk to each other because everyone's in cubes, and it's like you have to not disturb anybody.
And then there's Arlene over there.
Yeah.
Arlene in
Yeah.
accounting.
Yeah.
She always brings that stinky salad.
Oh God.
Ugh, Arlene.
I hate her shoes. You also have to dress up. I mean, you don't have to like be in a coat and tie
Right.
the way that my father did, but I mean, it's a men's magazine with like style coverage and shit. So like you want to turn it out. So before I go, I have to I'm like a child. I have to pick out 5 outfits.
Oh, my gosh.
Lay them out.
Yeah.
Like when do I go to lunch? How long is too long to be at lunch? Like all of these things that I haven't thought about in like literally 2 decades. I have to think, and it's like my job. I can actually kind of flit in and out, but I want to do it right while I'm there. Yeah, it's very strange. Like going back into an office environment, although briefly, is very stressful.
Right. And also that too, it's like your time is so metered in that way, but just the slog of that is also like crazy.
Yeah.
And will make you go insane too.
Will, yeah. It was a great week. I love all the people I work with, but it's, I don't know, like people talk in office terms that I
Right.
just kind of don't understand anymore. And also we're all in a Slack room together and I work with a 27-year-old, so it's a lot of emojis and GIFs. Of
Yeah. Yeah.
All
RuPaul
that.
Drag Race contestants.
Yeah. And also, too, I feel like in LA, there's like a lot of this energy to like keep producing and keep creating things and putting that out there. And so
Yes.
that can kind of like suck up a lot of time, you know?
Yeah, of
and,
course.
Right, or you make so much stuff, but you're like, to what end am I doing this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where does this get
Or
me?
whenever in the classes you're taking, or when I started studying wine, everyone's like, but what are you doing with that? And I was like, I don't know yet.
But you guys, like, this is the artist conundrum, and I'm not going to like pat ourselves and glad hand us like that, but it really is like this is what I'm going to look over and say too. But like this is a lot of like what we're dealing with. This is the artist's struggle. This is what that is. This is part of it.
Yeah.
Asking those questions, creating things, and most people don't want to do that.
Right.
True.
And that's totally fine.
Right. And most people don't have to do that.
Don't have to
They're
do that.
on a
Yeah.
path that was laid out
Right.
for them. They have a boss who's telling them what to do, or a mentor who's leading them, or something.
I would argue having a fair amount of people who do non in the arts jobs that they also go through what we go through, especially these days because everything's changing so much. Like the will my job be here? Do I need to find something else? What am I doing here? Even if I have a boss and a great salary right now, as artists, we're not the only people experiencing that because I
Yeah.
feel like I
Right.
know a lot of people who are not in the arts who do. But
Yeah.
But there's something about like, I mean, tomorrow I have the most insane day. And
Yeah.
I like every day is like, what am I doing tomorrow?
Right.
Like I have no idea. But my brother, and they work in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is very similar in this way. But ultimately they go to an office
right.
and they are there
Yeah.
and there's a set thing that they need to do.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like some days I wake
Yeah.
up and I have nothing, or some days I wake up and I have crazy amounts
Right.
of stuff.
We
Yeah.
have to be our own boss.
Yeah. And there is this particular moment in history adds some insecurity, some haziness to everyone's life. But I feel like that instability is baked into our life.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just the nature of our life.
Yeah.
I have a question for you because you said artists and then you walked it back. You know, like this is the artist conundrum. Oh, I don't want to say that about myself or whatever. Do you find it difficult to call yourself an artist?
You haven't been reading Patti Smith. You'll find it much easier.
You know, the less and less I have like a dependent revenue stream, no. Like the more varied it gets, the more, and my life has become more and more varied. I mean, there was a time there when I was just, I did a lot of commercials. I was on a TV show, and like that was like, oh, I'm an actor. And like, and as an actor, as an artist, but I feel like actors now are more becoming an artist. And
Yeah.
even if you do get that TV show, it maybe runs for 10 episodes and then it's done.
Right.
And there's no longer that, like, this is going to run for 10 seasons.
Sure.
And this is what I do, and that's my job.
Yeah.
And, you know, like between like doing podcasts and between, I'm doing this play right now, 2 new works, and it's people that I went to college with who I've known for 15 years, and I've done 10 or 15 different shows with them.
Right.
And, you know, we're still asking these same questions about what's the point of it all? How do I commune with a higher power, with like God, basically, in a philosophical sense?
Yeah.
And how do I deal with this human condition and this time and what the point of it all is? And how do we bring all of these bigger questions and enfold them into our day-to-day life without just filling it with distraction?
Yes.
And I understand that part of me as an artist is creating content to be that distraction, but I want to create content that engages and pushes past that,
Yes.
Well,
which is so fucking hard to do.
Of course it is.
Because most people just want to hear the fart joke and they
Sure.
want to see, you know,
Yes.
whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
shall we engage with some timely? We have a new segment we're doing on the show that's, I think, good for bringing you into a moment
Yeah.
and not jumping ahead and thinking about what's in front of you in the moment. We call it "What's in the Glass."
What's in the
Yeah.
glass?
Yeah.
Because we realized we give a lot of factual information about the wine, and we haven't really been doing much like actually stopping, looking, telling the people listening to this who can't see or taste what. I mean, you guys can go out, buy some wine, drink it along while you listen to this. That'd be awesome. But
Yeah, please do.
please do.
Far more entertaining.
Yeah. It's like a wine recap show in that way.
Yeah. No, but
Right?
but
Experience
I
it, and then we'll all
Yeah.
analyze.
but
Yeah.
they spent all these years making this wine. So if we just take a moment and stop and think, maybe it will connect us more.
What's in the
just
glass?
Yeah.
Spiritually,
Do-do-do-do-do.
whichever way to the moment. So
Let's-
to the eye, this wine is like dark, as thick as it's like nearly opaque.
Very dark.
Are.
So the goblets, the goth goblets, are not the best for analyzing color and tiers and things like that.
Jambe.
The jambe, yes, the jambe. The legs are not easy to see through this, but I think they're pretty thick on this.
Because there's a lot of alcohol in it. Yeah. So
Just
very,
all one big leg.
very thick. One, yes.
Big jambe.
One big
leg.
jambe.
Like-
So take a whiff, everyone.
Like just Christmas story lamps.
And wine class would be like, the wine is clean, it is medium plus intensity, raisins,
I
cherries,
mean, like the
dried
raisin cherry,
cherries,
raisin dried cherry on the nose for sure.
hint of allspice.
Oh, I like that one.
See, I'm not sophisticated that way. I don't
Just-
get,
just-
I don't
You
get the
also
individual-
didn't spend hours in classes with a bunch of people doing that with like.
And then on
for
the
me.
palate? Yeah, what are you getting on the palate,
Yeah.
Dave?
Well, I'm just going to tell you about the nose very quickly. It feels like heavy sweaters. You know
Yeah,
what I
like a
mean?
wool sweater.
Yeah, like around a fire.
Yeah.
You're not in your own home. You're in maybe a rented place or someone else's place. The ceilings are high. There's a holiday coming up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely
there's-
holiday
Yeah,
feel.
definitely. There are things on the wall and down the banister that aren't normally there.
Holly in the.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
so
yeah.
non-denominational.
Oh, totally. Yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody's welcome.
There's a
Everybody's
Hanukkah
welcome.
bush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
but it has
welcome.
that. It has that sort of
Yeah.
warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't like get vanilla out of it, but I get that like it. That's where
Yeah,
my mind
no,
flashes.
and that's
Yeah.
like I think more understandable than the tasting notes that have to do to pass the test necessarily.
There should be a different way to do that. Maybe I'll be maybe that'll be my new frontier.
Poetic wine tasting?
Poetic wine tasting.
yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some of it's going to be like, I'm with
Yeah.
Countess Luann in Mexico and she fell down.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
true. No,
I
exactly.
love nothing more than making up stupid wine metaphors.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I'll never forget my one wine tasting note from a Carmenere I had from Chile. I'm like, this smells like my dad's 1970 El Camino.
Whoa.
It's,
Yes.
It smells like that El Camino.
Yeah.
And that was my
Love
taste.
that.
Yeah, like, and that it was a memory. It's a memory that it evokes.
Right.
And that to me is so clear.
Yes.
But I don't know how
Yeah.
to make that universal. But it's like leather,
Well,
all that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like sun baked
Well, yeah.
leather.
I don't know. I feel like if you are writing about wine, I feel like it's good just to sort of put all of that out there, and
For sure.
some parts will connect with different people.
That's
so.
your book.
That's your book. Yeah, okay.
A Life in Wines.
A life in.
I mean, it really is. I would read the fuck out of that. I'm gonna need another glass if I'm
Yeah.
gonna
No.
get into the palate.
Get into the palate.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
To the palate.
These goblets are deceptively small.
Yeah.
No, they're itty bitty. They're churchy. Thank
Churchy
you.
and
They came
Okay.
from my grandma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. In St. Louis.
She was in Georgetown, Texas, originally from Michigan. So I'm not sure these might have been in the family before.
Could have been anywhere. Okay, so
Yeah.
on the palate.
On
So
the palate.
on the
Go.
palate-
Go.
In the W sets for acid, we'd say it's pretty acidic. Yeah, I mean, probably still say it's medium acid.
It has really opened up, and we'll say that. Like, not that it was especially tight at the beginning, but I feel like it's rounder now.
It's a lot of the same stuff I got on the nose. This one tastes there's some wines you smell and you're like, what? And then you taste it and go, that's completely different. This one's very,
Yeah, they're very in line. The nose and the palate are very in line. It's
Yeah.
also very. I taste the heat. I taste the alcohol.
you can tell it's a high level. I think
Yeah.
this is like 16% alcohol or something ridiculous like that. Let's see. Yeah, this is like the highest it goes. Like things stop fermenting over like 15.5 usually. So this is
Okay.
we should sip
Upper
carefully.
echelons.
Yeah, of alcohol
Yeah.
levels.
Okay, on the palate.
Yeah.
A walk on a chilly fall morning.
Ooh, I love this.
Yeah.
You're
just-
kicking some leaves, some autumn, some St.
So,
Louis
yeah,
leaves.
you're crunching some leaves. You are on your way to a high school football game.
Have we found St.
that your
Louis in a
friend's,
glass?
kid
Is Italy
playing
St.
in.
Louis in a glass?
It could be. It could be.
I think
yeah, This
so.
is you had this at lunch just before.
Wait, is
Oh.
this homecoming game or
It
what's
could
the
be. Yeah, it's probably homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah, it's maybe your 20th reunion. You met your friends for lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg knows a spot.
Yeah.
There's a table for 20 because that's all the people that showed up.
just-
You hang out. You get a table outside because it's a beautiful, crisp, clear October day.
Yeah.
You're in a heavy sweater. You've just bought a new jacket. You finally get to wear it, and you have this while you're eating like it's sharing plates.
Yeah, fries,
Right.
everything.
Right.
It's like-
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
You're
Fries
the
and
boathouse in
mozzarella
Forest
sticks.
Park.
The waiter, you warned me that the fries come in a big bowl. That's fine. We'll take two.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're hungry.
Maybe three? Should we
Yeah.
get three?
Let's do it.
Let's get three. Let's get
Just in
three.
case.
Do you have gravy? Can you serve it to me in a tub? But then you go to your old campus. Your feet are crunching leaves.
So
And then
collegiate.
you go. There's the crack of the football helmet that gets.
I don't
carried
know
through
any
the
of
chilly
this. My
air.
high school didn't
Yeah.
have a football team, but
Really?
I'm
Oh
channeling.
yeah, I guess not. Yeah,
Yeah, we
Crossroads
had
would
Forest
not have-
Park.
Huh?
They have a gym now. They're like a real school. I went to a crazy little school, but they have an actual gym now.
I had a friend.
we just
there.
had the park when I was there.
I had a friend
Literally.
there from Mark Twain. Do you remember Mark Twain Summer Institute? It was like the artsy summer kids program.
Yeah.
There was
Artsy
somebody
kids.
either she was in the drama class and I knew her, or I was in the creative writing and she was in the. I don't remember, but I remember I went and visited Crossroads and I just thought it was so funky and cool.
It was pretty funky and cool. I mean, it was like a walking lawsuit when I went there. Now it's
Really?
like more. Now it's Crossroads College Prep, and they built a gym, and like it's a little more legit.
Passage of time, man.
Passage of time. This is like the
I
St. Louis.
know.
I'm learning so much about St. Louis, you guys.
Yeah.
It's a
Never been.
It's a
It's,
very
it's nice.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
go. I'll go.
Yeah.
There's-
Will you?
Maybe
What's
not.
what's
Yeah.
gonna take
Come
you
on,
there?
Sean.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, Dave. My book.
That's true.
My book tour.
Your book tour will take you there, perhaps.
Wine. The Wines of Poetry. Or what did you?
The Wines of Time or
the
something.
Wines of Time.
Yeah, my life in wines.
My life in wines. I'm gonna write that
Like
down.
wines through the hourglass.
I could take notes too, you know.
Yes,
and
you
I'm
can.
gonna take notes.
I wrote 2
Yeah.
words down, and who knows if they're leaving with me.
I think we told you about ripasso, I think.
Yeah, Rapasso, which I didn't know about, and I can't wait to try.
Yeah.
But yeah, this feels very October, November.
Yeah, for sure. Like right on. And I loved all of that.
Okay, good.
That Friday Night Lights, you know,
Yeah.
full hearts, clear eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. You see your niece's Halloween costume. She tries it on for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's great.
There's like definitely some spiced blackberry, blueberry pie going on.
Interesting.
I feel like
Let me see if I get any
Spices.
any actual things
You should
that
get some
a
like
person could
cloves
relate
and
to.
Yeah.
cinnamon.
Any actual flavors?
Recently had this little liqueur they sell in these, I think it's called Underberg. And my friends and I saw it at a bar recently, and we were like, let's try that. He poured it out in 2 little things, and we were sipping, and I was like, this is 44% alcohol. Holy hell.
What?
But the flavors of it, we were just smelling it. We're like, this is Christmas in a glass, and it makes me think a little bit of this amarone
Yeah.
raisiny.
Dark, heavy, pruny
Yeah, pruniness.
in a good way.
Makes sense,
Nostalgia.
being as they were dried.
There's
but-
something really nostalgic and family about what you were just saying too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
This
That's
would
what
be
keeps me
a
coming
good-
back to St. Louis.
Yeah, bringing it back. I know. You were talking about like a march, and I was thinking
March
more,
of Penguins, because I totally was like, how do you feel about the March of Penguins?
I've never seen
Really? Because I just watched it and just cried.
That was I've never done drag, but that was my first idea for a drag name was Marsha de Penguins.
Oh, no.
March to the Penguins.
Now my new one is Barbara Ganoush.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks, yeah. I might actually
I
have
feel
to
like
do
you
that.
need to find a
is-
you need to do like a duo.
I have one. My boyfriend is Brianna Cracker.
Well, if you're going to
Baba
have
Ganoush
some
is-
Baba Ganoush, you need some crackers.
Barbara
so.
Ganoush. Yeah.
It's very party girl.
Yeah.
It's very,
Yeah.
Baba Ganoush. Yeah, March of Time. That's so funny. You went to Penguins.
I
yeah,
mean,
I have not seen that film. I did just watch A Dog's Purpose on the flight back.
I was at
From the
my
East Coast?
old
Don't
acting
know anything
teacher
about
plays
that.
the grandfather in that. Michael Bofshever.
Is that a
I'll
cartoon?
be damned. Oh,
He's like
he's a kindly.
He's a
got
kind-faced
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know that it's about a soul that travels through the body of many dogs.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know.
And
No, I know nothing about this movie. Is,
wow.
is it live action or is it cartoon?
it's live action.
Oh.
Yeah.
The voice of the soul of the dog is Josh Gad. So
Oh.
do with that information what you will.
Okay.
And it
Book
is
of Mormon.
what it means is that there are like 5 or 6 scenes of dog death.
Oh. So it's like
So-
dog reincarnation
Yes.
ish.
Is this a movie to be watching on a plane? Wait, you said on a
It's the
plane?
perfect plane movie, actually,
Oh.
because everything on a plane makes me cry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Literally everything.
Did you read that study where you're more emotional
Yes.
on a plane? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I always cry on planes.
I already knew
Oh.
the results of that study because I know myself and I cry on planes. I will watch I will see the last 5 minutes of a romantic comedy and not be listening to it, and I cry.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, they got back together. I don't
Yeah.
know who they are. I don't know what their characters' names
I don't know who
are.
I'm rooting for.
I don't know who I'm rooting for. This guy could be a serial killer. That could have been the whole first hour and 45 minutes of it. But if they end up together on an altar, I cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I heaved with sobs.
I'll do that in sober life, but on planes I usually take anti-anxiety things. And as we've established previously, I put the cushion around my neck and
She's a neck
Yeah.
pillow.
I
a
pull
neck pillower.
the sweater over my head and curl up in my chair in like an ungodly way that people wonder who this like tiny ball of a person curled up in, and I just pass out if I can.
Well, she's a goth. That's
Are
a
you-
goth.
Yeah. Is a goth a window or an aisle?
Oh, this goth is totally an aisle because I'm claustrophobic.
Gotcha.
And I have to pee
Need
a
to
lot.
move those limbs. Need to move
Gotta
those
move
limbs.
The old
I'm same
aisle
way.
goth.
The old aisle
Yeah.
goth.
I don't trust those window goths.
No, the window goths are the darker ones than me. I'm the hyper. Got to be on the edge.
Yeah.
Just in case I actually wake up and need to stand up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get
I need to
But
be
I
able to
curl
get
up in
and
such
down.
a way that people can easily walk around me because I don't even have my legs in the aisle. They're like,
You're a fist.
yeah.
You're a fist of a person.
So anyway, I haven't got into this crying on planes thing, but it sounds cathartic.
Yeah, I
It
definitely
is. You're not.
I recommend
yeah,
it.
You're asleep. Yeah, it's good. It feels good because it's a safe space.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody's looking at you. Everybody's in their own world.
I don't know
You can
about
fart
you,
on
but-
a plane.
yeah.
Nobody knows. It's loud.
The people know. But I also feel like when I get on the plane, I'm like, this is it. You know, I always have
Right.
the moment I'm like, this is it.
That's
This
Yeah.
could
why
be
I
it.
take anti-anxiety drugs.
No, but I also like
'Cause
speak
I
of
freak
time. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to displace myself from my inevitable death.
Oh.
I definitely, I swear to God, I embrace it. Every time the
do.
plane takes off, I'm like, I could die, and this could be horrifically painful and terrible. And I sit with that, and
It'll
I
be
go,
quick, though.
it'll be quick. But I also like, I feel like by not acknowledging that, there's like a distance there. I need to acknowledge that that's a possibility.
Sure.
I don't do it every time I get in the car, which is a different thing. But
Yeah,
but it's like.
and
even
a
though it's
billion
worse
times
here.
Like,
Yeah.
But like
Way
for
more
some
dangerous.
reason on a plane, I'm like, I stop and I go like, take inventory,
See-
face this right now, and
Right.
think about this crazy shit, and then
Yeah.
just like move past it.
Right.
You know.
Right. The thing is, it's there's way less chance that you'll die on an airplane than in a car or as a pedestrian or
Walking.
whatever. But the thing is, on a plane, you're not in control. I mean, you're not in control in a car. If
Also,
somebody
just
jumps the
like
median
it
and hits
seems
you,
like
but
crashing takes a long time, and I just picture those minutes. To me, I'm not scared of the death part. I'm scared of the like I'm in a plane going down, and I know this is the end.
yeah, I've thought extensively about that, and I've decided that if it happens,
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy who's just whooping it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's roaring with laughter because we're gonna die.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. We can't control that if the plane is going down.
Right.
The only thing we can control is how we react to it. So why not
I
make
prefer
it
to
like
be
you're
on all the
greatest
drugs.
roller coaster?
I wanna
of
be on
all
all the
time.
drugs.
Like I mean, you
Yeah.
can trick yourself.
No.
Drugs
no.
are a good way of doing that.
No.
But
I
also
did-
you can trick yourself into being just
Well,
like, all right,
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
go out
have-
with a smile on my face.
Well, I just started having all these terrible dreams. I was in plane crashes, and I had such bad anxiety for a while. I once had a panic attack the night before I was supposed to go on a plane, and I couldn't the next day. So my aunt, who's a hypnotherapist, the thing she gave me, she's like, try when there's turbulence. She's like, this is a roller coaster. So that mindset works a little bit.
Yeah.
No, but I think
Just smile through it.
I think there's something about when you're faced with an inevitable thing, instead of just freaking out and panicking your way right towards that inevitable conclusion.
Yeah.
Why don't you flip the fucking script?
Yes.
And create this amazing moment. Like
Exactly.
don't lose that lesson. That is
Right.
that's your last lesson in
your
life.
last
That's
thing.
your last lesson in life.
In this life.
Yeah, in
and
this
who knows
life.
what you might be hurtling
Yeah.
toward.
Right.
It
And
could be great.
It could be great, but don't check out. I don't want to be checked out in that
Exactly.
moment. And it's so easy to be checked out in that moment.
Exactly.
But-
Thank you.
I love
Well,
it. Yeah.
don't
Welcome
check
it.
out in this frightening moment. I think it's about time to get into the scariest moment of this podcast.
What is it?
Lightning round.
Lightning
Oh,
round. We ask you
shit.
questions. Bing, 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 bing.
Or only a few.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
And I have to give answers very quickly.
Yeah, no. You take your time. Zig might kick us out. But
All right, so we told you that these grapes go into drying rooms.
Drying rooms.
What's the Italian name for those drying rooms?
Oh shit! Was I supposed to remember that?
No, we never even said
I
it.
think we
We were
talked
just
about
gonna
it.
say-
I
you
don't know the
wouldn't
answer
know.
to this question either.
El seco.
No, but I like it.
good, though.
Frutaio.
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 Yeah. I
That
like
was so close. I'm going to actually give you 20
Yeah.
points for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
because
the style
it was
of
close.
wine is a pasito, incidentally, is another random
I used to get
fact.
a Frutaio back in the 90s. I would get a Jones soda or a Frutaio.
Oh, Jones Soda.
Remember Jones soda?
Fruitopia.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, or wait, were you in St. Louis for West End? Those brief sodas?
No.
Those fruity...
Those brief sodas.
Brief.
Out
Well,
of
no, it
brief
was a guy
soda.
in the Central West End who made them for a while, and they
No.
were...
It's a
Oh.
brief soda.
They were around the time of Fruitopia. That's
Okay.
why I think of
Okay.
them.
I just remember the Fruitopia ad you would get. That was one of the first commercials you would get before movies in the 90s. You used to get trailers.
Oh, yeah,
But then they
the
started
commercial.
to do commercials. And I remember, I think the first one I ever saw was for Fruitopia. And I think it was like 23, 24. And it was very obvious that like you are trying to reach me with this commercial.
Yeah.
And I don't want it.
I see your targeted advertising, and I
Yeah.
give you the middle finger.
That's
Fuck
right.
You. Yeah.
Fuck you. Show me Scream. Anyway. Okay.
Show me
Sean,
fucking
ask a
Space
question.
Jam. I want to see Space Jam. Oh, my question? Okay.
Yeah, which one do you
here we
want
go.
to do?
What is the legal minimum of alcohol required for amarone? The minimum.
The legal minimum.
Like, it
If you
has to
don't
have at
reach it,
least-
they throw you in jail.
Well,
for
they want
6
to make sure
years.
that wine's fully fermented
Right.
and not still sweet.
11%.
No.
14.
14%.
And this is a
14%.
16%
Lord
we
have
got here.
mercy.
I know.
14% is a legal minimum for
Wow.
amarone.
Okay.
Which is, you know.
Italian police want to get fucked up.
Yeah, I wish I could give you. I'll give you 2 points for that.
Yeah.
Just because.
Okay.
It was
You
an
said
enthusiastic
Italian
answer,
police.
and it was quick. A lot of people hedge. You just jumped in.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I didn't. Who wants to be a millionaire? Where I like talk about
Yeah.
it for 5 minutes. Well, here's one thing I know about Italian wine. No. I just gave you an answer.
Oh my God, that show is just nothing but like prolonging the inevitable
And
answering
now
of a question.
every game show is like that. You can't have an awkward person on a game show anymore. Now it's like someone who's camera coached.
Yeah.
I'm here with my beautiful wife. She makes me believe anything is possible. Barbara,
Great
this is
British
for you.
Bake Off is the only last
Yes.
bastion
Yeah.
of
I think that's
of
why we like
sanity.
it.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan.
We're gonna do one more question.
it?
Which one trivia? I was thinking either this one or this one.
I got to tell you, this lightning is taking its time.
I know.
If it's a lightning round.
We just like to call it that.
No, I like that.
Lightning in a bottle is just bouncing
Oh,
around.
I
Well,
gotcha.
it's the
Get it?
smallest segment of the whole, because Lord knows we take forever with our intro. Well, let's just do both. Let's have
Come
four
Both.
lightning
Come
rounds.
on. This
Yeah,
is Dave
let's
Holmes.
rapid
you
fire.
were
This
so
is
great.
Dave
Okay,
motherfucking
rapid fire.
Holmes.
Rapid
Okay,
fire.
in the Veneto, there is a wine made that's similar to Valpolicella. What is that region? What is that wine?
Amontillado.
Bartolino.
Okay.
But close.
Okay.
And if you knew Bartolino, I was going to say, what's the rosé? Sean's just laughing at me.
Because no one's ever answered these questions so fast.
Really?
I know, I love it.
Everyone always takes forever.
Except for Brian. We always bring up Brian and his 55.
Even Brian took his time. Like Dave is literally not wasting a second.
he's
See, I
He's
have the
just
luxury of
firing.
knowing I'm never going to be right. So I might as well
I
just
love
say
it.
something.
Well, you never know. There's two whites made in the Veneto. One's the sparkling, one's the not. What are the famous white wines made in the Veneto?
Oh, I love.
The Veneto.
I love La Petita Blanca.
Oh,
Is
La
my
Petita
favorite.
Blanca.
It's white. It's small, and also La Frizza.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
the
what
bubbly
sparkling wine comes from Italy in general? You would probably know.
What's sparkling?
What's the,
no.
You know
the famous white
Prosecco?
sparkling? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's made in the Veneto.
Okay.
If you know what grape it is, then I'll be really impressed. It used to just be called Prosecco. Now it's Glera.
Glera, but that was
Can
only
you
since
make-
like 2008.
Can you make prosecco outside of
No.
Italy?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
Has
Yep.
to be made in Prosecco and their standards from that grape. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Prosecco is like Dijon.
Gotcha. Or champagne.
Or
Yes.
champagne. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
Very much like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
You can make, you can grow Glera somewhere else and like make
a sparkling wine,
if you
yeah.
want to. Yeah.
Okay.
And the white wine made in the Veneto is Suave, which is one of the
Suave?
most one of the most
Suave.
yeah from the Garganega grape, and that's gave the Veneto a bad rep because they make a lot of Suave that's just like water, but it's good. It's better.
Suave, actually, I've heard tell that it's kind of the Italian Chardonnay. Yeah.
It got super popular. They exported a shit ton of it, and now they're trying to recoup their reputation.
Yeah,
Similar with basic
got
Valpolicella.
yeah, it got real, the quality standards went way downhill.
Okay.
But Garganega can be a fuller grape like a Chardonnay.
For reds from the Veneto, if you can, or rosés from the Veneto, if you can find a Bartolino Chiaretto, I like the rosé.
Oh,
I'm learning.
a Bartolino Cataletto.
Well, it's the same grapes
a Braden,
as
a Braden Catalano.
What?
I know.
Jordan, wait, did you
Jordan
just say
Catalano.
Jordan?
Oh, I just did a mashup in my
Oh,
brain
you
of
guys, can we
the
just-
boy who I had a crush on and then Catalano.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Who didn't have a crush on him?
I didn't have a crush on him.
Really?
Jordan Catalano. Yeah, you have a crush on Jordan Catalano?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
come
I
on.
didn't.
I
He's
still
too pretty.
watch. I mean, I still have a crush on Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I listened to 30 Seconds to Mars and I'm like, oh,
But he's so
Jordan.
tortured. He's so
He's
tortured.
so tortured.
He speaks to my goth soul.
So irritating. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it with him.
Can't do it.
I had a crush on the dad from My So-Called Life.
Oh.
He's a handsome dad.
I can do that. Yeah.
One more
bad.
question that we don't know the answer to, so good luck.
Good luck
Right.
with this one.
What's giving you joy in life right now? What's
Yeah.
making you happy?
What's bringing you some
Giving me
joy?
joy in life
We've
right
been-
now.
Joyful bits.
The Dua Lipa album. Have you heard
What?
Dua Lipa?
I have
No.
not.
She's
What's that?
Kosovar British,
What's
or
that?
like British of Kosovar descent. She had her first single came out when I was there last autumn,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super annoying. It's a song that I hated, and I just
They're
heard it
being
everywhere.
in
They're being in
England. Okay.
Yeah, I just pointed over there.
You're like, oh,
that's where
Across
England
the
is.
pond.
Like you would know. But it was a big hit song called "Blow Your Mind," moi in parentheses because she says moi. throughout it.
Oh.
And it was really annoying. And I hated it.
MUAH, like kiss, like
MWAH, yeah, like a kiss sound.
like mwah.
Mwah.
Okay.
And that bothered me. But since then, she's come out with a bunch of singles, and now they've released an album, and it's like perfect summertime, female pop. It speaks to the
And
young
what's her name
gay
again?
inside of me. Dua Lipa.
I have heard them out. I have heard that song.
Yeah, it's kind of an annoying song. But she's got, on the new album, there's a song called New Rules, and the video for it is outstanding.
Okay.
It's just her and a bunch of Euro ladies, and everyone's a little bit sweaty.
Yeah.
Can you send me links to this?
Yes, I
wanna see
can. Yes, I can. And
I want
it
to
will
see
make
the
you...
sweaty British ladies.
Oh, it'll
We
make
will
you so happy.
Post this on our things.
Yeah. So that's giving me joy. What else? Oh, like in the world of wine,
Yeah.
some people I know from St. Louis have moved to, like the Bush family. Somebody I know married into the Bush family.
I made a joke that we should just drink Bud on this episode to
Yeah.
talk about how
Could've
St.
done
Louis
that.
never changes. No, I don't like beer.
Okay.
But
I kind of don't either, but once in a while. So Andy Bush, who now lives in Santa Barbara
Yeah.
with his family, that whole
they
family
open a winery?
They opened a winery. We're about to have, and they sent me some bottles because we're like old friends.
Oh my God.
And it's some fancies.
that sounds great.
But anyway,
I
they have
no
some new
idea.
wines, and it makes me happy to know that I know
they
people
good?
with land in Santa Barbara, and they got Clydesdales and grapes.
Really?
Yes.
They have
What?
the Clydesdales out there?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're about to have their opening party, and the
Were the
Clydesdales
wines,
are going
how
to do a
were
little
the
performance.
Have you tasted them yet?
Yeah, they sent me a rosé, and the rosé was great.
That's
Pinot
great.
Noir.
I don't remember.
You will also have to give us the name of their winery. And,
It's called Folded Hills.
Folded
Oh.
Hills.
Yeah,
Folded Hills.
foldedhills.com. That's bringing me joy.
Write that
The book We Are Not Ourselves.
Who's that
by Matthew Thomas. It's big, and I'm savoring it and making it last. That's making me happy. Iyanla Fix My Life on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Have you ever seen it?
No.
No.
It's this life coach who's out of her fucking mind.
You watch it? Is it an episode? You watch it?
Oh, there are like 6 seasons of it, and I have a season pass, and even if I've seen one 5 times before, I'll watch it again.
Does she bring people on each episode and then fixes their life?
Well, they summon her, and she comes to their house and fixes their life. And she's nuts,
Yeah.
like nuts. But she's like a detective. She will zero right in on the source of the problem.
yeah.
Is it like
and,
just literally their house, or you mean their life? And she
both.
or her,
Yeah.
they fix her life by redecorating like a feng shui kind of thing.
No,
she's a life
it's-
coach.
Oh, she's a life coach.
okay.
Yeah.
No, she's
You
real
know,
into.
I had a life coach once. I had a friend who was
Really?
becoming. Well, I didn't do it on purpose. I had a friend
You
who
accidentally had a life coach?
I need a test person, and I was just kind of game. I'm like, sure, once a week, an hour, fucking changed my life.
That's great.
She was great. She just gave me like assignments and talked about shit and made me do things that I probably wouldn't have gotten around to, or just like creative exercises that made me be like, oh, this is how this is. It was the best. I was like, it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like
But it
that.
sounds like this woman just comes in and just drops
Comes in,
knowledge.
Yeah, and
everyone's
says
like,
a bunch of
"What?"
catchphrases.
Yeah.
And
And you
it's
love
a
it?
little crazy, but I really like it. Also, American Ninja Warrior brings me joy.
Oh, I
Never
love
seen
American
it.
Ninja Warrior.
fucking best,
It's so
right?
great. Why do I love that show? Why do we love that show?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
It's like a
it's great. I mean, it's like an obstacle
obstacle
course thing,
course
but like
thing.
extreme.
Oh, I
Yeah.
fear seeing pain in other people.
They don't really. People don't get hurt.
Okay.
Too
No, they don't
bad.
get
Like
hurt,
they
yeah.
fall on pads.
Yeah, but there's something
Like,
just so engaging. Like I
really
think it's about
is.
like the triumph, the story. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's like why I love watching Iron Man.
Like Iron
Yes.
Chef. I was
Yeah.
about to say Iron Chef.
Yeah.
Iron Chef or Iron Man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like
Oh yeah, the
for the human
overcoming
spirit.
obstacles, physical
Yes.
or emotional.
there's some pretty good marathon documentaries out there if you just want to watch people just
Oh, yeah.
killing themselves. And
Killing it. Well, and you do
overcome-
marathons.
I do
right?
marathons.
And
I
he
live it.
does.
Yeah.
He's about to do what I was like, don't die, please, like going into the Grand
I'm
Canyon.
doing a 50K at the end of August,
No,
and then
it
I'm
was,
doing
it was
the Grand Canyon.
I
in
want to go on the
October.
Grand Canyon one with you.
I just
do.
got some crazy utility vest backpack thing that has all these like water state things in it. I'm really excited about it.
I really want to like stow away in your Grand and go with you. I'm like, oh,
carry you?
No,
Yeah.
my life goal is to
like it's Game
hike.
of Thrones or something.
No. I just want to stow away long enough to get to the rim, and then I'll walk myself. Damn it.
You walk your damn self. Well, I'm
I'll
going to
walk
run,
my
so
own.
we're going to rerun
Okay.
it.
Oh,
We ain't got
really?
time.
Right.
Okay. Shit. I didn't.
That's
hear
how
that
you do
part.
it in a day. You have to run it.
Oh
Shit.
No, I really lifetime goal. I want to hike down, spend the night, hike out. Like
Let's do it.
Okay.
Here's-
I did not get into the New York City Marathon this year. And
You
I
didn't?
could not be more relieved.
Oh,
I
did you
entered the
apply?
lottery. Oh yeah.
have you done it before?
I have done it. I've done it
Oh,
once.
wow.
Hey, if you
I've never run
if
a
you want to
marathon.
do
It's
it,
fun.
we can talk
in a
off
weird way.
episode. But I might have it. You don't.
I don't think. I mean, it's
I'll run it with you.
nearly August now. That shit is.
But a friend
3
of mine
months
has
away.
an organization, and we could run it with them if you want.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll talk later.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Are you going to do it?
I might. It's really close to
loved
the
it.
Grand Canyon, but it's only like 2.5 weeks after the Grand Canyon, so I might just go do it for fun.
Okay.
Because it was so much fun. And I don't want to run it for time, because last year was for time, and it was really hard.
Yeah, I'm never going to run it for time.
people
We just
ever-
run it to finish
Do
it.
people ever walk it? Because my knees hate
yeah.
running,
Oh,
but I
absolutely.
walk.
People
I'm a
wheelchair it.
marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a lot of things giving you joy, so this is good because
Yes,
in this
I love
like
all this
march
joy.
of time.
With all that time, with all that marching, we have lots of joy.
You got an empty glass. We got to fix that.
Yeah,
No,
I'm going
that's
to pour some in there.
I'm
Cheers.
Cheers. Dave,
Cheers,
thank you
y'all.
so much for being here.
My pleasure.
You
Thank
were
you
an
for having me.
absolute gem.
So
Thank you for
great.
the Amarone.
Anytime.
Thank you for
Cheers.
giving us an excuse to get amarone. Thanks for listening, dude.
Thanks for listening, brah and ladies.
Yeah, I mean,
Lady bras.
bras and ladies with bras or without.
Or without.
Go on the iTunes, or it's Apple Podcast now, excuse me.
Yeah,
Whatever.
go on Apple
Where you get
Podcast.
them, subscribe, leave us a nice note. You can email, we had our first random person just email us to say hi on
Yeah.
the email. So you can do that too, the wine situation at gmail.com.
Or you can go on Instagram or Facebook. There's all kinds of notes and all that kind of fun
Yeah,
stuff.
I try and leave show notes if there's like little things we mention. We'd like to thank UCB for being fun to record at. I'm waving at Zig right now.
Hi, Zig.
Hi,
Thank
Zig.
you. Thank you, Thomas Strachey, for the...
Dr. America Comedy for our song. Thank you, all our wine people, the Covell people, the Greg Condas people, all the people that have brought wine.
All the WSET people.
All the WSET people, anyone who's brought wine, and anyone basically who's had a sip of wine near us or written a book about it that I've read.
Anyone that's ever thrown a grape at me.
Janice.
You know who you are.
Genesis Robinson, I'm looking at you. She's never thrown a grape at me. I've just read her books. Yeah.
Well, thank you all, you guys. And up next week, we have the amazing, hilarious Brian Safi.
Yes, it's going to be, just you guys
Just
sit,
wait,
sit
just
down.
wait.
Just sit down before you listen to it.
Buckle up.
Yeah, because it's a ride.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much.
Good night.
Good night.
I just drink wine. I don't fuck with IPAs. I just drink wine. I don't fuck with Minute Maids. I just drink wine. I don't fuck with coffee mates. I just drink wine. Give me red, white, or say, don't touch me, motherfucker. I'm a sommelier.